Hi folks, and welcome to another Ride 5 livery build. Today we attempt the 2025 MasterMac Hawk Racing Honda CBR of Charlie Nesbitt. Probably one of the more complex liveries in the BSB this year is this one, and that's mainly down to the MasterMac sticker. The font is quite a difficult one actually, but it turns out pretty well, and his quite elaborate number, the number 86, is I wish I had filmed it. I wish I'd filmed it to share with you. It's quite a difficult one to do, and it's one that you can do by just building up circles on top of each other, and then you can kind of cut out the middle to create the 8 and the 6. But I think what I'll do is I'll start to record more numbers or more complex stickers that I put on these bikes, stick them at the front of the video so you can maybe learn some sticker creating skills as well. Certainly like little tips and tricks and ways to cut corners or how to get to the result that you're looking for. So as always, we begin with the front of this Honda. Not a particularly difficult front, but it does look quite unique. I can't think of another BSB team that uses this similar design. And I like the colour scheme they've went with this year. It's a little bit of a lighter blue colour. I think last year they went with like an luminous day glow yellow. But both Charlie Nesbitt and John McPhee have gone with this blue colour. I shared Charlie Nesbitt, and I've also shared the John McPhee bike as well. So you can grab both of these ones already. This was made last week before I moved house. Today is my moving day. So it's a very, very busy day, and just to make things a little bit more harder, suffering from a little bit of flu, a little bit of a sore throat, because moving house isn't hard enough. So I don't have any internet yet. That will be installed maybe tomorrow, all being well. So there isn't any new stuff coming from me just yet, so it'll be a little bit of a delay. But this one I made just before I moved out, just before I severed that internet. I threw this one together. But I'll be able to dive in later this week to tackle a pretty challenging livery for you guys to see. You can see the number 86 came out really well. I've made this one on previous versions of Ride, and this one is definitely the closest to the real that I've managed to do. So humble brag, I am getting better with these stickers. And I'll talk a little bit about Charlie Nesbitt. I've been watching him for quite a number of years now. It feels like a long time, but he's still very young. He was born in 2001, March the 12th, back in Swindon. His nickname is Spud, which probably isn't the right nickname for him now, but back when I first discovered him was back in the British MotoStar, and I think that's when he got his nickname. Not the nicest nickname by any stretch, but there you go, Spud Nesbitt. He started racing way before that actually, and back when he was 6. Is when he first started, and that was back in the Fab Racing Championship, a very popular one that a lot of top British riders do come through. He progressed through the Mini Moto and the Metro Kit classes. I was reading about the Metro Kit. That's a new one for me. At the age of 11, he headed to the Spanish Championship, and he showcased his talent on an international stage for a couple of years before heading to the British MotoStar, which was, if you can imagine, British MotoStar was kind of like a British version of Moto3. It's now British Talent Cup, but back then in 2016, when he absolutely dominated the class, he was the British MotoStar, and he truly did dominate it. He got 15 wins in that one season, and that was his first British title at just 15 years old. Not bad, Charlie, not bad. 2017, 2018, so after he dominated that championship, he headed internationally. He competed in the Junior World Championships. And pause right there, there's the MasterMac sticker. Very happy with that how that came out. Very, very complicated because it's the MasterMac kind of swoops, and I was trying to find the best shape to do it, to mimic that the swooping M. Took me way too long, but happy that it came out. It's 95-96% accurate. Very happy with it. Anyway, back to the story. So in 2021, that was when he first won his British GP2 championship. So that was after he'd finished in the Junior World Championships, headed back to England and competed in the British GP2 Championship, won that in 2021. Again, pretty dominant, 14 victories across that season with 7 additional podiums. So if he didn't win the race, he was up there. Then the year after was when he kind of made himself known to the Hawk Racing team. He jumped on the Hawk bike, but that was not in the BSB, that was the Pirelli National Superstock 1000 Championship. He won a race in the Superstocks, Cadwell Park I think it was, and he had 4 other podium finishes that season too. 2023, his big promotion, he promoted to the British Superbike Championship with Hawk Racing, and he had some pretty decent results considering, I think, a hat-trick of podiums at Thruxton. Really great performance. 2024 continued his racing at Hawk, podiums at Cadwell Park, finished 11th overall in the BSB standings, and he has just embarked on his 2025 season with Hawk once more, where I hope to see a win. I would love to see him get a win this year. I think he has the ability, is now arguably has the experience, so we'll see how he gets on with that. Another little thing I'll add, which I didn't know about, so forgive me, Sunflower Trophy. I've been watching motorbike racing for years and years. I had never heard of the Sunflower Trophy, so I've been living under a rock there, but turns out he's pretty damn good at that, and he's won the last 2 years, 2023, 2024 Sunflower Trophy winner. It's like a short circuit track in Bishop Court in Northern Ireland, and I think they run a little race at the end of the season. So there you go. If you could tell me any more about the Sunflower Trophy, I'd love to know, because that has escaped me. I'll tell you what hasn't escaped me though, Isle of Man TT. Mega excited. We have the Isle of Man TT ongoing right now. So I highly recommend you download that TT Pass. You get access to all of the racing that's going on throughout these few weeks. We haven't quite started the racing yet, but I think it will be starting today, if not tomorrow. So now's a great time to jump on that. You get access to a whole library of races, so it's not just the 2025 season that you get to watch. So really good. I think Dean Harrison's going to do it. I really hope. I've been following Dean Harrison since I was a young lad, watching Oliver's Mount, where he absolutely dominated. Him and Lee Johnston were always up there, and I think he's going to do it this year. I think if you've seen his times in qualifying and free practice, I think his very first practice session he had 133 plus miles per hour lap. So come on, Dean. You got it, lad. Michael Dunlop, very interesting. His times have not been amazing. Like, he hasn't come and thrown down the gauntlet. So I think the commentators were saying he might be sandbagging it and purposely not going as fast as he can, just to lure the rest of the teams in a false sense of security. And then this, when the races come, he unleashes the Michael Dunlop hell. No Peter Hickman, he's come off during a qualifying race. He's alright, he's battered and bruised, but I think he's back in the paddock watching Davy Todd. Davy Todd is another one as well that will be probably gonna be a favourite to win. If not Michael Dunlop, then you have to look at Dean Harrison, and Davy Todd has been the ones up there. And great to see other riders showcasing their talents that I haven't really had a radar on. Mitch Reese has been absolutely fantastic. He's doing great. Great to see the other Harrison chap, Nathan Harrison. He's doing a lot better. Amazing to be hitting those times anyway, because he's had some horrific accidents. So it's great to see him out there. One of my all-time favourite road racers, one of my all-time favourite racers, full stop, Ian Hutchinson. Again, to see him having some great times and improving and just racing, just being out there on track after what he's been through is a huge win. But we are finishing up, as you can see. It's looking pretty neat. I am going to put the bit of detail on the back like this because I did it for a bike quite recently. The overall effect looked good. I think I saw a screenshot of Spud, and he did have this. There was a very thin stripe right here, and the Hawk Racing sticker was on there, which Hawk Racing is not the easiest sticker to do, and it's a lot of effort for something that's quite small and inconspicuous, but it does fit on there. So we didn't really worry too much about layers on this one. Instead of doing stripes, which you just grab that square sticker and just stretch it from one side to the other, what I did for this one is I just did circles and just stretched the circle, and then if you stretch or pull the circle, you can kind of define the curve of a line instead, which if you're working on quite large scale, like putting stripes or lines across a bike, then that circle works fine. If you want slight bends elsewhere, then you probably have to look at other stickers, but works a treat. So yeah, finishing touches, looking like we are doing pretty well now. We've turned it to gloss, and let's head to the showcase. So there it is. This is the Charlie Nesbitt 2025 MasterMac Hawk Racing Honda CBR. I have made some minor adjustments to this bike and shared it with the number 17 for John McPhee. John McPhee has an additional sponsor on the front of his bike where the headlight stickers tend to be, so I've added that, and I've added the number 17, which came out as equally as good as the 86. So this takes us a little bit closer to our BSB Championship, which we'll be releasing soon. So let's take this for a spin. So, disclaimer, the suit I did very quick while packing up. I had no reference images, I just went off what I remember. I realised that, oh hell, I hadn't taken the bike out for a spin when I was recording this, and I don't have a suit, so I went in, I quickly did something. When I create the BSB Championship and when I actually share a suit, I'm going to look at some images and try and make it perfect and get it as close to the real thing as possible, but this was a mad last minute dash because I was packing my stuff up. The internet was going to be cut off like in minutes, so I had to throw something together real quick. But what a gorgeous bike. One of, if not the best looking Honda on the BSB Championship. I mean, Tag Racing's up there, Tag is good, and I did like CDH, but this one, I'd be interested to know what your favourite Honda CBR is of the BSB Championship this year. So there we go, this was an amazing screenshot I took through the railing, the little gap in the railings under a bridge. Managed to focus on that picture. There are more bikes, there are more BSB bikes, there are other bikes as well. Go take a look at the channel, go have a look, have a binge, treat yourself. You've worked hard this week. And I will see you next time. Crixers out.